Assalamu alaikum dear students. This is Department of English Government Postgraduate College Attak and I am Nasir Ali Shah, Assistant Professor of English. Students, in our previous lecture we completed the first chapter of the textbook The Dying Sun, and after that we discussed some of the important questions of the exercise. I hope that you would have definitely understood those questions to prepare yourself for examination. Today we are going to start our next chapter, which is using the scientific method. In this chapter, the writer has introduced us to some of the advantages or benefits that we are taking from science. You know, this is modern age, and if we compare our lives today with the lives of the people who lived 50 or 70 years ago, or even 100 or 200 years ago, we find our lives more improved, facilitated, and full of luxuries that we are getting or benefiting from the use of science. This is all the facilities that we are taking advantages of in every field of life. This is all due to science and scientific inventions. So now we start the text of the chapter. The first paragraph is: all of us have benefited greatly from the use of scientific method in solving problems such as those dealing with the maintenance of health, the production and preservation of foods, the construction of our homes, and the improvement in communication and transportation. In the very first sentence, the writer has introduced to us some of the important fields of our lives in which we have benefited, or we got advantage of, or we profited from the science or scientific methods. The writer says all of us have benefited greatly. Means greatly mean to a large extent. All of us mean all the people living in the world, in every country, in each and every corner of the world. All the human beings have benefited or profited from or took advantage from the use of scientific method. Greatly mean to a large extent. In solving problems such as, where we have taken advantage of science? In solving problems of such as those dealing with the maintenance of health. For example, those problems dealing with the maintenance of health. Maintenance means keeping well or keeping something in very good condition. So it is first and foremost duty of human beings to keep themselves or their health in good condition. So maintenance of health is a very important duty of human beings. So in maintaining our health, or in our or in keeping in good condition, we have benefited greatly from the scientific method. What does this phrase mean? It means that if we look at the past, people, due to lack of knowledge, did not know much about their health. They did not know much about the functions of their body or internal different systems, especially their digestive system, respiratory system, blood circulation system. But today, due to scientific knowledge, almost everyone is well aware of the functions of his body. He or she knows the needs of their body, what type of diet we need, what type of exercise or work we should do, and how much rest we need or our body needs. So these all things include, this information includes in the field of maintenance of health. Moreover, we also know what type of foods are harmful for our health, and what are beneficial for our health. A lot of diseases have been cured or are being cured due to the inventions of new methods of cure as well as new medicine. So all this improvement in our health is due to science or scientific methods. So this is the one field which the writer has described, in which we have benefited greatly from the use of science. Next, he said, the production and preservation of the food. No doubt, in the past, the population of the world was less as compared to the present day, and so also, no doubt, were their needs of food or diet. They needed few people needed less amount of food. So the methods of agriculture or production of food were not also so much improved. But with the passage of time, as the world population is growing at a large speed, it is growing greatly. So the needs of food or production of food are also increasing. So the science or the scientists have searched about the methods of producing food on a large scale. Today we come to know that there are hybrid seeds of different crops and fruit and vegetables, due to which our resources are consumed in less quantity and they produce bigger and faster results. They produce more food. And moreover, the other aspect of this food is not only the other aspect of this food production is preservation of food. Preservation is also very important aspect of this production of food. Not only to produce food on a large scale is important, but to preserve it also is also very important, because in the past the people could not obtain or they could not get food out of the growing season. But today we see that in our markets or bazaars, if we go there, we can see or we can have the vegetables, fruit, as well as all the other stuff related to the food out of season. We can eat some fresh and healthy vegetables and fruits which are generally produced in winter season. We can get them even in the summer season. And moreover, those vegetables and fruit which are grown or produced in summer season, they can be obtained in winter as well. So in production and preservation of food, we also have benefited greatly from the use of scientific method. Next field is the construction of our homes. This is also very important field in which we use science, because in the past people mostly lived in villages or in little towns. They were not very sophisticated, they were not very improved. But with the passage of time and with the growing population, our needs of homes are also increasing. So today, while constructing our homes, we do consider different things. First of all, a house should be strong and safe, and more importantly, it should be airy as well as bright. We take good care while constructing our homes, new homes, that our house or our home should be very airy. There should be proper arrangement of ventilation as well as proper arrangement of light. So these things produce very healthy effect on our personality. Psychologically and physically they can help us. But if we think about in our imagination, in the past 100 or 200 years, the people lived and built their houses. These things were not taken care of in the past while constructing their homes. And the next field in which we have benefited from the use of science is and the improvement in communication and transportation. Two more fields have been described here in which there is a lot of improvement due to science or scientific methods, and that is transportation and communication. Communication means making contact with one another or transmission of information. Today, the fastest tools or devices of communication are mobile phone, even through when it is connected with the internet, laptop or computers, as well as television or LCDs, वगैरह, etc. So, due to these invention of these devices, communication has become very easy today. If you look at the past, the people had to wait for many days to have news or listen for news from their relatives, from their near and dear ones, when their letters came after so many days. People used to write letters to each other, and even before that, different other slow and time consuming and time taking methods were used for communication. But today, in seconds, we can contact with any person living around in any corner of the world. So communication has also improved, as well as our transportation. Transportation means conveyance or taking things or people from one place to another. In the past, people used to travel long distances on foot, or they go from one place to another place on while riding on different animals like camels or horses, etc. Or even if in the modern age, in 18 or 19 earlier part of 19th century, when vehicles could be seen on the roads, they were not very sophisticated, comfortable and fast moving vehicles. But today we see that not only cars and buses are very luxury, they are internally heated or internally cooling system in those vehicles, as well as fast moving ships and air transportation. So transportation has become very fast. Just in a few minutes or hours, we can reach from one place to another place, which is miles away from our home. So our transportation and communication has also improved due to science. These are the different fields that the writer has described, in which there is a lot of improvement due to science, and we are modern human beings are taking advantage of science in these things. No doubt there are other fields of life as well in which science is helping us, and our life is becoming more and more easy and comfortable. Next sentence is, not only have our ways of living changed, but people themselves have also been changed. Ways of living mean ways of spending time, the way we live from morning till evening, the ways of communicating with other, the ways of working. All these things include the ways of living. How did the people live in the past? Their life was very slow, their activities were very limited, but today our activities are unlimited. We have to do a lot of time, we have to we have to do a lot of things in a limited time, so we have to manage time for all those activities, and our life has become very fast and interesting as well. So the writer says, not only have our ways of living changed, if we compare our lives with the people living 100 years ago, definitely there is a great change in the ways of life those people lived and the way we are living today. But the people themselves have also changed. The writer says not only our ways of living have changed, but the people themselves have changed. People themselves have changed means that the thinking method or thinking and feelings of the people have also changed. Today we are better able to explain happenings which used to be considered strange and mysterious. Happening means incident. Whatever happens around us, whatever incidents take place around us, we are better able, we are in a better position to explain those incidents or to explain those things in a better way due to modern knowledge or due to the scientific reasons behind those happenings or incidents. We are better able to explain those happenings which were considered to be strange and mysterious in the past. Why were those happenings or incidents considered strange and mysterious? Because of lack of knowledge, or more importantly because of lack of scientific knowledge. There were no doubt different mysterious happenings. For example, there were earthquakes, lunar eclipse or solar eclipse, these things of natural phenomenon about which the people did not have much of the knowledge, much of scientific knowledge rather. So these things were considered very strange and mysterious. People were unable to comprehend or unable to understand the causes of those happenings. That is why they considered them very strange and they became afraid of those things. But today we are better able, we are in a better position to explain those things because we know the scientific reasons behind all those happenings or incidents. Although there is still need for improvement, we are now generally less fearful than our forefathers and grandfathers were. No doubt there is still need for improvement because with the growing interest and growing needs of the growing population, needs are also increasing. So improvement is also coming or taking place in each and every aspect of our lives. There is still need for improvement. We are going from better to better in the progress. But we are now generally less fearful, means we are less afraid of things than our forefathers and grandfathers were. Forefathers mean our fathers, means our parents, grandparents, and great grandparents, mean their parents and their parents. It means that the previous generations, 100, 150, 200, or even 300 years ago, those people were afraid of different things. Means no doubt they were in their lives very brave and strong, the way they lived their lives according to the demands of the time in which they lived. But they were definitely afraid of different things. In the previous sentence we read that there were definitely some happenings or incidents which were considered strange and mysterious. For example, earthquake or floods or heavy rains, or sometimes there were drought or dry season, and moreover lunar eclipse or solar eclipse. These things were considered not only strange and mysterious, but these things were considered very horrible and people used to be afraid of these things. These things were thought to be signs of different calamities or something bad is going to happen. People thought about that. In other words, we may say that these were these superstitions. Superstitions mean false beliefs about something, especially involving fears. So people had superstitions in the past and they had fears of different things. Our forefathers and grandfathers, mean previous generations, they were afraid of different things. But today we are less fearful. We are also more critical in our thinking than our ancestors. Ancestors also means grandparents and forefathers, means our previous generations. We are also more critical in our thinking. In the past, due to lack of knowledge, the people accepted each and everything that was told to them. Anything that came into their knowledge, any person described something and the people blindly believed that thing or those things. But today we are more critical than our ancestors or forefathers. Means critical means we want to know the reasons behind each and every happening. We want to know the causes and effects of all those things. Now we do not blindly believe anything that is being told either on television or radio or social media or through any person. We do not readily believe all the things. We try to think about, we try to get more knowledge about those things, and we try to take into consideration different aspects of those things or happenings. We want to know why this incident took place, what were the reasons, and what are the causes and effects of those incidents. This is called critical thinking. So due to scientific mind or having more knowledge, we try to get even more and more knowledge about different happenings, especially which are mysterious or strange incidents taking place around us. So this is called that we are more critical than our forefathers. Students, this is the first paragraph of this chapter using the scientific method. We shall continue studying and reading the text with explanation in our next lecture.